Hello everyone, welcome to Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. Today's video will be on a multi-hybrid variant, you can say. And this Sudoku was created by a creator who goes by the name of eggfriedcheese on Logic Masters Germany portal, and which is why the name FERRIS wheel. But what caught me in the eye was the pattern that you see in the center of the grid, which resembles Ferris wheel that you see in theme parks. So hope this is an enjoyable video for you guys. This is a live solve. So let's see how long it takes for me to complete this Sudoku. And the link to solve this is in the description. So if you want to give it a try and then come back and watch the video, you can do so. So let's get into the rules. Irregular Sudoku rules apply. So which means each row, each column and irregular shaped region that you see in the grid will be having digits 1 to 9. There are 9 such irregular shaped regions. Between lines, straight purple circles and lines, these are within brackets. The digits on the lines must be strictly in between the digits filled in the circles, excluding the digits on the circle. So if you consider this line, for example, whatever goes on this line must be strictly between the value of the digits into these two circles. So this is between lines. And then you have double arrows, straight green circles and lines. The sum of the digits in the circles is equal to the sum of the digits on the attached line. Okay, so if I add all these, then they would equal the value in the circle. So if I'm not wrong, whatever is the sum of these three cells will go into both of these cells. All right, so these essentially they will both be the same. Or rather, let me get this right again. The sum of the digits in the circles is equal to the sum of the digits in the attached line. So which means this is actually 2 times of the value in a single circle. So basically you need to add both of these circles to get the value sum of these three cells. So it's not the same, right? The small orange colored circles indicate both cells are of opposite parity, right? So these two cells will be of opposite parity. If one is odd and one is even. And the small purple colored diamonds indicate both cells are the same parity. So these cells, you see, they'll contain digits of the same parity. Excellent. So these are the rules. With that, we'll start this Sudoku. Seems to be a really nice one. So where do I go? The first thing that catches me is these two purple lines, which are between lines. So I can't have 1 or 9 in any of these cells. So which means my 1, 9 in row 5 has to be both 1 and 9 basically in these 4 cells, right? Is that giving me anything? And 1 cannot be here. Okay. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cells in this line. So yeah, so I'm going to say that in these two circles you must have one digit from the set 1, 2, 3 in the other digit from the set 7, 8, 9. Because if you do not have, let's say you have 4 here, 4 here and a 9 here, right? You can no way accommodate 5 digits. The maximum you can get to is 5, 6, 7 and 8, and then you need to repeat one of these digits, which is not possible. So one will be from 1, 2, 3, the other will be from 7, 8, 9. So which is going to be important maybe. Okay. And these are all of the same parity, right? So can both of these be, I was looking at these, right? So can both of these be of the, okay, it's hard to say. It's hard to talk about the parity now. And similarly along column 5, one circle will take 1, 2, 3, the other will be 7, 8, 9 in order to hold all the digits between them. Okay. And 1 and 9 can only be in these 4 cells. Okay. 9 cannot be in these cells. Excellent. Which means 9 has to be in one of these cells, which is very important. Okay, so that eliminates 9 from all these cells, because this is an irregular shaped region which takes 1 to 9, and 9 is not here. So 9 has basically 3 options in row 3. That's nice. By Sudoku I could have eliminated 9 from here. Okay. That's interesting. So these orange guys take 1 odd and 1 even, right? So can we make some progress with them? Nice. Look at this cell. I mean, this purple diamond here. These cannot be both even, because then you'll have 4 evens in this row, in row 4, and then you can't have one more even for this orange guy here. So this will be both odd. Let's mark both odds using green and evens using red, right? So these both will be odds, and one of the evens is going here. And similarly this one, if these are both odds, can these both be odds? Yeah, very much possible. No, this is containing 1 even, 1 odd, right? Okay. Let me look at this purple diamond here. Both of those can be odd as well as even, so it's not easy to say now. So is there something that missing here? Okay, 9 in this region must be in these 4 cells, right? It cannot be on the middle of a Renban line. What is this? Between line. So is there some Sudoku part I'm missing? What more can I do here? So we have not yet looked at these circles at all. Do they tell us something? The sum of these 3 cells will be equal to the sum of the digits in the circle. Okay, and no information is provided as to if these 2 circles contain the same value. They may or may not. We do not know yet. Oh, so one thing you can deduce, right, is all these 4 cannot be odd. If all these 4 are odd, right, you must have at least 1 or 9 in one of these sets, because there are only 5 odds, and if you remove both 1 and 9, there are only 3 odds. So which means if you consider that all these 4 are odds, because purple diamonds contain digits of same parity, then 1 or 9 will be on the between line, and it will be a violation of rule. So which means at least one set is even. Now can we deduce if both are even? So let's say if both are even, so 2, 4, 6 and 8, so which means to enclose 2 and 9, 9 goes here and 1 goes here, and we'll be left with 3, 5, 7. So 3 goes here, 5, 7, 5, 7. Yeah, that seems possible. So I was hoping to get a contradiction there. Right, one thing for sure is at least one of 1 or 9 must be here. Oh, wait, that even that can't be said for sure. That was based on a faulty deduction of mine, so even that can't be said for sure. Can we use in out here? Ah, yes, guys. Wow, in out. Very fundamental concept to irregular Sudokus. Okay, let me explain this. You have 3 sets of the digits 1 to 9 in the region that I have shown here, right? This blue rectangle that you see will take 3 sets of digits 1 to 9. Reason being, there are 3 columns which have non-repeating digits, so there will be 3 sets of 1 to 9. And now look at this region. There is one complete region inside, so one set of 1 to 9 is taken care of, and then you have one more region which is almost forming 1 to 9, but one digit is going outside. And similarly, you have one more region here, out of which one digit is going here. And basically, to compensate for these 2 cells, you have 2 cells coming inside, right? So which means that whatever goes outside the column 7 on the left must be equal to these 2 cells. This is called in out, and basically works on the principle, or it's also called law of leftovers. Because those last 3 columns contain 3 sets of digits 1 to 9, and out of which one set is taken care of here, and which means this this area here and this area here taken together will form 2 more sets of digits 1 to 9. So whatever goes out from those regions must be compensated by for the same cells. If not, this will not be right, a valid Sudoku. Which means, sorry, so we could have used this at the start. So 2, 5, so these 2 cells will be 2, 5 in some order, and you can use it on the right side. I mean, on the first 3 columns also, same idea. This blue region contains 3 sets of digits 1 to 9, out of which one set is in here. So the remaining sets will be in this area, right? And you can see this irregular region is losing one of its digit to the right, and similarly this irregular region is losing one of its digit to the right, and whatever it loses must be compensated by the exact same value in order to maintain the balance. This would be 7, 9. Wow, so this is the starting step that we missed. And now 9 is in one of these cells, so that's a 7, that's a 9. Okay, let me remove all these 9s here. Excellent. So 7 plus 2 would be equal to this, or 7 plus 5 would be equal to this. Similarly, that. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, simple Sudokuing, guys. 5 is not in any of these cells, so 5 goes here in this irregular region. I can use that from bottom 2. Look at these, guys. Again, the bottom 3 rows, right? This 3 sets of 1 to 9 are present, out of which one set of 1 to 9 is here, and one of the irregular region which takes 1 to 9 is losing one of its digits above, and similarly one more irregular region is losing one of its digits above. Whatever 2 digits it has lost must be compensated for here, which is called the law of leftovers or law of irregular. So right, so this would be 1, 5, so which means so which means this is a 2, that's a 5. And similarly, I think you can use the law of leftover here as well. And basically these 2 cells are exactly same as these 2 cells. They become 2, 4. Excellent. So I have 9 here. So these 3 cells will add up to 9. And these 3 cells will add up to 14. Okay. What am I missing here? Looking at this purple diamond here, wow, it's kind of hard to say. So, okay, these cells would take a maximum of 6 in them, because anything above 6 and then this total is going to be violated. Ah, 1 cannot be here, right? Because 1 must be in one of these 4 cells. And we also know that there has to be at least one set of even in here. Very interesting. Can we decipher these guys? 1515, 2424. Don't think so. Okay, very tricky portion of the puzzle. Okay, I'm going to look at this row again to see if that's giving me something. Okay, similarly in row 5, just like in column 5, at least one of these purple diamonds would have to take one set of even. So if both are even, 2, 4, 6, 8, this will be 1, 9, 3, 5 and 7 is left out. So this would be 3, 5, 3, 7, 3, 5, 7. Okay, there is no break here. It's a hard Sudoku. Okay, it's no 2 here and 1 here. Okay, 1. Could have used this. By Sudoku there is no 2, 4 here. Oh, this can't be 6 now, because then you'll need 1 and 2 here, but 1 has been eliminated from both the cells. So that's 1, 3 and 5. 5 is also eliminated because 5 plus 2 plus 3 is minimum 10. So that's 1 and 3. Excellent. Wow, that's nice. I have one more odd here, so let's mark that green. And there is one more odd in here, so which means this area will contain one even, one odd. Okay, I was hoping to get some information on this one, but still. Okay, what is the thing that you have to do here? Okay, 7 in this box must be in one of these 2 cells, right? There is no other place which the 7 can take in that area. So okay, Right. So look at this, guys. There is a 1 in one of these two cells for sure because it's a 1-5 pair. And we also know that there is a 1 in one of these three cells. So basically, you can't have, I mean, this is a region and this is a region. So now you have already deduced two ones in those two boxes, one in row 5, the other in row 7. So you can't have any more ones in that box. But this is not a 1 now. It can only be 3, 5, 7, and 9. This is not 9 and this is not 5. Okay, and you can't have 1 here as well. Okay, so 1 is in these cells and 1 cannot be here, so 1 is in one of these two cells. Okay. Wow. Okay, I have now 3 odds in this box. One more odd is going in here. The fifth odd must be in these 3 cells. Okay. Which means these 6 cells take 4 more odds. So if this is not odd, then these 4 cells all will be odds, which gives the odd here. Oh, this is 3. This would be 5. I'm probably missing something simpler here, but it's not easy to see. But a very wonderful Sudoku, guys. All these deductions, there's so much mix of different techniques that you need to use in the Sudoku, so which is really fine. Okay, that's nice. So in this region, where does the 1 go? 1 is not here. 1 is not here. 1 is not in any of these area. 1 cannot be here. So which means 1 must be in one of these two cells. Which means in this region, 1 must be in one of these two cells. Okay. So, I almost thought I had a 1 here, but remember that in column 5, 1 is in these 4 cells. I would have probably made a mistake if I had used that logic. Can we make use of this total 14? 14 is a tricky total. There are so many possibilities out there for 14. I'm just thinking about this time and again now. Okay, am I missing more inouts here? Okay, yeah. So consider these last four columns together, right? They will contain 4 sets of the digits 1 to 9, the last 4 columns, right? There is nothing contradictory about that. And you will also see that in the last 4 columns, there are exactly 3 regions which take 1 to 9, this one, and this one. So which means that the remaining cells, whatever left, will also take 1 set of the digits 1 to 9. So let's color them blue. So these will also take 1 to 9. And similarly, if you take first 4 columns, these will also take 1 to 9. Let's use them pink. Okay. Is this helping us? Okay, the blue, there is a 5 here, so there is no more a 5 here. So 3, 4, 6. So I can't have 7 in the pinks or 9 in the pinks anymore. That was a nice technique, I thought, but it isn't giving us much. I think we need to really scramble out these parities. That will provide us a lot of information. Okay, 9 is not here, 6 is not here, which means 6 and 9 must be in these 4 cells, but 9 is also not here, so 9 has 3 options, which is not easily decipherable. What am I missing here? Wow, it's not so easy to see. Okay, I can't have 6 here because 6 plus 3 is already 9, so that will violate this. So that's 2, 3, 4 or 5. And you have 2 of these, okay, 4 sets of purple diamonds, which is going to take the same parity. I didn't think that this would be this much trickier. Doesn't feel hard, but definitely it's very tricky. So remember we said at the start that one would be 1, 2, 3, the other would be 7, 8, 9. So is that helping us now? So this is either 1, 2, 3 or 7, 8, 9. Similarly, this would be 1, 2, 3 or 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3 or 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3 or 7, 8, 9. Okay. Oh, in fact, I can say it must be 1 and 2 in one of the cells, the other will be 7, 8, 9. Because if you have, let's say, 3 and 9, then you'll have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 inside, and 1 and 2 must be at the corners because they can't be encompassed in the between line. But you will notice that 1 and 2 is already given here, so that will create a violation. Whether 3 goes here or here, you cannot fit 1, 2 on the line. So which means one of the circles will take 1 or 2, the other cell will take 7, 8 or a 9. Wow. So where can I place the 1, 2? Can I place it here or here? Okay, let's remove these colors for now. They kind of look odd. Just think about it a bit. This is even, this would be 6, 8, and if this is even, this will also be 6, 8. And that will naturally force a 9 here, so this becomes 6, 8, 9. Wow, this is not so easy. Okay, 2 must be in one of these cells. I can't also have a 4 here because a 4 here must mean that these two add up to a 5, but you'll notice that they don't add up to 5 because if you have 1 here, there will be a 4 again, and if you have 3, you need a 2 here. So this is not a 4. So 2, 3, 5. Oh. Wow. It's just real slow eliminations. I have had my eureka moment, guys. Wow, what a deduction. I think this should give us much information. So remember, we said at the start that one of these three cells must take an odd, just one cell. Because you have one odd here, there will be one odd here, so two odds, and then 3 plus 4 you have, and the fifth odd goes here. Now similarly, you have one odd here, one odd here. Suppose if both of these are odds, right, the purple diamond contains 4 odds, then these three cells also take a single odd. Now we have 3 more odds, which means those 3 odds will go into the middle 3 cells, right? And the moment you have either of these cells has odd, which means that, right, let me, well, I used greens for the odds, right? Let's put greens. So let's remove the yellows now, and let's remove the yellows here. Both of these become odd now. So which means 1 to 9 gets encompassed in the between line, all the digits from 1 to 9, but you can't have 1 and 9 on the middle line. So this is my eureka moment, which basically means that these two cells cannot both be odd. They have to be even. Wow, that was a big deduction. Hope that gives me something more. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So we have 3 evens here. The 4th even goes here. So all these are odds. Excellent. This is excellent, which means this will be odd. Superb. Now the 5th odd goes here. So these both will be even. And that means that is a 2. Wow. This is a stunning deduction, guys. Wow. You really need to think deeply in the middle phase. The fact that 2 is here must mean 1 must be in one of these cells. So these are not ones. Okay. So these would be 3, 5, and 7 because they are odds, and you can't have 5, 7 here. So that's a 3. This is 5, 7. And because this is even, so this will also be even, making it a 4, 6, 8. Now I have 1 even here and 1 odd here. Okay. Now, okay, these two must add up to 7, which is 1 plus 6 or 3 plus 4. So this is not 3. So making that an even. All right. So remember, now 1 can't be here. I put a 1 here for some reason. Why did I put a 1? Yeah, because in this row, 1 has to be in one of these cells. That's what we reduced. Now look at this circles. This adds up to 14. So these add up to 12, which means I can't have 1 here. So that is a 1. That is a 6. That's 4, 8. And these add up to 12, which is 3, 9, 5, 7, or 4, 8. 4, 8 is ruled out because I already have a 4, 8 here. If it's 3, 9, it's 3 and 9 here because of the 9 here. If it's 5, 7, it is 5 here and 7 here because of the 7 here. Excellent. And 6 gives 2, 4, 8. And now I have a 2, 4, 8 triplet in this region. So that means that's an 8. And my 6 must go in one of these cells. That 6 here gives me a 6 right there, which means that will be odd. And this is even. All right. So this will be even, the final even in the row. So that becomes 8 because I have an odd here, right? 5 odds. So that is 8, making it even and making this also even. And now because of the 8 being in the middle purple line, this will be 9 has to be in the circle. So this becomes a 9. And 1 also has to be in the circle. This becomes a 1. Excellent. Now 9 in the middle box has only one cell left. 9 goes here. That is not a 9, 3, 7. And this will be a 5 or a 7 for the row. Excellent. And this will be a 2, 4 or a 6. 4 or 6. You have a 2, 4 pair. So which means that's a 6. And 8 here gives me a 4. This is a 6 or 8. This will be 3, 5, 7 and making these odd. And now both of these would have to be, okay. This contains 1 even, 1 odd. For a fraction of a second, I thought this is a purple diamond. Okay. and this is a purple diamond, so that's green and containing 3, 5, 7. So column 5, this would be 3, 4. And look at these two cells, 5, 6, 7, 9 and 2 and 4. So they must be 1, 3, 8. And that is not a 1. Okay, 9 in this region, right, must be in these two cells, meaning this won't be a 9 now. Now in column 9, just two cells left for the 9, this and this. Okay. And now this region, where does the 2 go? Only one cell left, has to be here. And where does the 4 go in this region now? Has to be here. This becomes 1 or 8. And this is also 1 or 8 for row 2. And which means I must have 4, 7 here. And that puts my 1 here. Excellent, guys. What a Sudoku. Really beautiful Sudoku. And now I must have 3, 8, 9 in this area for that region. So 3, 8, 3, 8, 9 and 3, 8 and 9. Okay, look at column 3. I have 3, 5, 6, 7, 9. So this would be 2, 8. And 1 has to go here for that column. So that will be a 2, 4, 8. Okay. So 1, 5 pair. So which means that's 3, 7. This will be 3, 5, 7 for the column. Okay, column 5, right? 6. These would be 3, 7, 8. And that gives me a triplet 3, 7, 8. So this is not a 3, 7, that's a 5. This would be 4 and 6, which gives 6 here, 4 here. That's 2, 8. And now 4 in column 3 goes here. That 4 gives me a 2 in here, gives an 8 in here. So 2 gives a 4. Okay, so the moment I have 2 in this purple line, 1 must go in one of these cells, so that's not a 1 anymore. Okay, still Sudoku is hanging on for dear life. Okay, column 7. 9 has only one cell left, 9 goes here, and since that is odd, this would have to be even, and meaning that has to be a 2. So we are almost there. Look at row 8, 5 has only one cell left, 5 goes here. Okay, for row 8, this is 3, 7, 8. And that would be 2, 3, 7, 8. Okay. What am I missing? Okay, 3, 4, 8, 2 and 6. I need 1, 5, 7, 9. Look at this cell. Cannot take 1 or 5. So it's 7 and 9. This. There's so many variants here that I simply forgot this part. This has to be a 3 so that the circles add up to the values in the center line. So that's 5, 7. And because 5 is here, so that's a 7, 3. So 7, 8. That's 1 now. That's a 3. That's a 8. That is a 9. That is a 1. Okay, now it's going to flow. That gives 8, gives 2. Gives 8, 7, 8. This is 3. Completing that row gives a 2 here. Excellent. And now you have 4 in here for row 7, this row. And then you must have 7 here, completing the row. And that gives 9 here. Excellent. So this will be a 1, 5 or a 7. So 1, 8, 9, 2, 5, 6 and 7. So this would be 3, 4. And that can be deciphered. 4, 3. This will be 6, 7, 8. Wrappers are being thrown off in joy. 2, 3, 5, 7, 1, 4, 8, 9. So that is 6 here. And that would be a 9. So that's not 9, that's 3, 8. So, okay, 3, 8. That 6 gives a 7, 8 here. That 4 gives a 4 here, a 7 here. So that's a 6, 8. This would be a 6, 8 for the column. So 6, 8 pair. And I can't have an 8 anymore in this line because that would force a 9 in the circle. So that is a 6 now. Which means that is 8. That is 3. That is 8. That is 6. Wow. Today it's double joy, it seems. Both these trees are throwing out a lot of chocolate wrappers. 6. So 8 and 7. And then this is not a 7. That's 3, 5. Let's finish up this column. 7, 5, 3, 1, 7, 5, 1, 5. Wow. What a joyful Sudoku. I did take a little longer than I should have. This probably should have been completed in around 30 to 35 minutes. That would have been an excellent time, but I missed a lot of things at the start. For example, the in-out, should have used it right at the start, but seeing the number of factors in the Sudoku made me take some time. But hope you enjoyed this video. This was such a wonderful Sudoku. Thanks to eggfriedcheese for this excellent Sudoku. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.